Hey guys, Deju22 here, and welcome to the main event of Heat. And the show, as well as the main event, has been brought to you by MuchGames.ca, and, well, we have ourselves a pure grudge match. And the thing is, well, it's a last man standing match, and the rules are very simple. You have to knock out your opponent to the count of 10. But what makes this match a little unique is that it will take place inside of a cage. So there's no way in, and there's no way out for Mr. McMahon, says Guerrero. The thing is that these two have had unresolved issues going back from last season. But we'll find out, which one of these two men. I mean, the feud between them, the series between them is tied at 1. So we'll find out who's going to take the lead 2-1 right after this. And we're off. An arm smash on to Mr. McMahon. So, as I mentioned before, you have to knock out your opponent to the count of 10. You cannot win by pinfall, you cannot win by submission, and you cannot even escape the cage to win. You have to knock out your opponent to the count of 10. And that's the only way you can get it. That's the only way that either one of these two men is going to get out of this match. Out of the cage, rather. And there's no way in, so Mr. McMahon will not have the corporation to come out to help him against Eddie Guerrero. Ooh, and a clubbing blow right to Eddie Guerrero. There we go, let me turn it up just a little bit. Elbow right to the head of Eddie Guerrero. And a back suplex from off the second rope onto Eddie Guerrero from Mr. McMahon. I mean, these two are gonna do battle with each other. I mean, it's just that simple. I mean, they don't like each other. I mean, Mr. McMahon, I mean, he represents the 1%. Albeit, he represented the 1% at a time before it was ever considered the 1%. And Eddie Guerrero represents the 99% long before it was ever known as the 99%. And it goes back to the pay disputes between McMahon and Eddie Guerrero. I mean, the fact is, Mr. Vince McMahon saw Eddie Guerrero as cheap labor, but there's nothing cheap about Eddie Guerrero, I can assure you of that. And I mean, as long as he, works here in my company, especially at the time that he was, oh, wait a minute, Eddie Guerrero has been busted open, and this is not good if you're Eddie Guerrero. Because now he's busted open, and now all Vince McMahon has to do is knock him out. And now he's just going to club away. And he's just going to pound on him. And down goes Guerrero. So now Guerrero is bleeding like a stuffed pig. But I don't think that's going to stop him one bit. I mean, it's going to take more than that to quench the fire of Latino heat. I mean, that's what it's going to take. Although right now, Eddie is not doing too well otherwise. An atomic drop on Eddie Guerrero. And, oh wait, Eddie got up though at 1. A backside slam onto Mr. McMahon. And McMahon is on the floor, though he gets up at 3. Oh, and a rake in the back of Eddie Guerrero. I mean, these two men could use the cage as a weapon as well, so keep that in mind, folks. A tilt-a-whirl backbreaker onto Mr. McMahon. Although, you know, I think, you know, let's not forget, Mr. McMahon's back is not exactly in tip-top shape as it used to be. Although he got up, though. A dragon screw onto Mr. McMahon. And now McMahon is on the floor again. I don't know if he's using that time to rest, which I suppose he is. A suplex on Eddie Guerrero. And a leg drop on Eddie Guerrero. He picks him up. Oh, but a jawbreaker onto Mr. McMahon. Oh, but he got up, though. Whip it in the corner, and then a clothesline onto Eddie Guerrero. And now the count starts for Eddie Guerrero. Although he got up at 4. And now McMahon, a couple of punches right to the stomach and right to the back of the head. And now Guerrero is down, but is he down for the count? And he is. I guess the loss of blood was enough for Mr. McMahon to win by a 10 count knockout. So he wins. So Mr. McMahon is going to lead the series 2-1 over Eddie Guerrero in his feud with him. And with that said, that's the end of our show. And until next time, we are going to go to SummerSlam. And Eddie's going to need some medical attention in the meantime. But next time, we're going to go to SummerSlam. I don't know what's going to happen at SummerSlam, but I can't wait for it, though. Until then, this is your host, Ju22, signing off, saying goodbye, and stay tuned for more next time on Let's Play WWE 13. Until then, have a good night, everybody.